Hey, what's up, peeps? Welcome to another episode of Direct Edition. The channel is Fred Hall Direct Edition. And today I'm just going to be showing you one of my favorite things in the whole world. Right here we have my complete collection of my old school Toy Biz Marvel Legends. What do you guys say about that, Kylo Ren? Okay, you know how we do on Direct Edition. Let's get into some action figures. Okay, so before we get into it, here's your backdrop. It's my Stormtrooper, First Order Stormtrooper. Pretty cool. I got this from my job. And this episode of Direct Edition is brought to you by the star of the channel, my fake Darth Maul from China. So let's get into it. The first Marvel Legends is none other than Baron Zemo. What happened with Baron Zemo is he had a glue gun that he tried to fight Captain America with, and the glue gun actually blew up in his face, and so his mask became sealed to his face, and when he tried to take it off, it messed up his face. And they actually have the variant of the messed up face Baron Zemo within this Mojo wave. So let's take a closer look at it. I love that Mojo. Look how Mojo is grinning. Here's a closer look at Baron Zemo. Very, very cool. He comes with like some kind of scepter. All right. Next in the Mojo wave, we have the silver suit Tony Stark. This is the first appearance of Iron Man. Very cool. Tells a suspense comic book behind it. So, yep. If you ask me what's my favorite Marvel Legends, old school Toy Biz, it would be Psylocke and Doctor Doom, followed closely by Man-Thing and Ben Affleck Daredevil. But yeah, this is Psylocke. If you allow my sexy hands to interrupt your video, let's take a closer look at her. And this is the reason why I love the old school Toy Biz Marvel Legends, because you see that comic book in the background? They actually came with comic books, which I actually fell in love with. That was pretty cool. So yeah, that's your Psylocke. Wee-yow! So the next in the Mojo wave, we have Longshot. Look at that mullet. Is that Joe Dirt or what? It's pretty cool. Longshot actually appeared in his own comic book. It was like Longshot #1. It was a 4-part miniseries. That's where you had Mojo first appearance in it too. This comes with X-Men #10. This would be, if you count this one that's in the package, that would be my third copy. Very, very cool. Here's a quick look at the complete Mojo wave. Very, very cool. I actually ran into that Falcon at Second and Charles. Pretty expensive. I tried to get Luke Cage, but Luke Cage was like $50. Most of these Marvel Legends I'm going to show you today, the ones I didn't get, those are the ones that's priced over $50. Eventually, I'll run into them in the wild, like in a comic book shop or something, and that's when I pick them up, because usually comic book shops will sell them for pretty reasonable prices. But when you try to buy these on Amazon and eBay, they really overpriced the old school Marvel Legends. And most of your Marvel Legends come with variants on the back of the card. You actually see the variants. You see the Baron Zemo, the messed up face one. You see the Falcon one, which comes with a totally different outfit, which is pretty cool. And you see the gold Tony Stark, gold Iron Man. Iron Man's first appearance. Very cool. So the next wave I'm going to show off is the actual Apocalypse wave. I only have 2 out of this wave. Apocalypse actually comes with a black variant. The regular Apocalypse is blue. This will be Sasquatch. If you're looking for a complete review of this Sasquatch, or the first time I actually bought it, there's a video on my channel called Dragon Con. That's where I went to this comic book convention in Atlanta. That's where I bought Sasquatch. Very, very cool, man. A lot of people get this Sasquatch mixed up with Wendigo. This is actually Snowbird from Alpha Flight, for all my Alpha Flight fans. Very cool. So out of Apocalypse Wave, I only have 2. That would be Sasquatch, the white version, and also too, this would be X-23. This is the black suit version. This is the one more sought after than the purple version. A lot of people don't like this X-23. They say it's very flimsy. Basically, it's the worst Marvel Legends ever made. I don't think so because it has in it in Sabanur, none other than Apocalypse himself. Look at that growl. Wow, this is very cool. You know, I saw this loose Apocalypse completely put together one time at Dragon Con, and it was selling for about $200. You know, that's the price of a statue. You might as well buy an Apocalypse statue. But I guess if you're looking for a complete Apocalypse, you would pay that much for it. So yeah. And here's a look at the back that completes this wave. You have two versions of Bishop. You have Bishop with the mullet. You have Bishop with the bald head. You have Astonishing X-Men Wolverine with the mask on. You have the mask off. You have the Maestro Hulk. You have Sasquatch, the orange version. You have the purple suit X-23. And you also have two versions of Iron Fist. So the next wave we're going to look at is the Ant-Man wave. This is my, man, I really flipped out when I saw this Captain Britain and Second of Charles for $12. It comes with the leg of Ant-Man. That Ant-Man is huge. It takes a lot of Marvel Legends to build him. I think he has the most out of all the waves for the Build-A-Figure. So pretty cool look at Captain Britain. Okay, next we have Age of Apocalypse Sabretooth. This is pretty cool. If you read the Marvel Access, you would know that this is where the good version of Sabretooth comes from the Age of Apocalypse. Access is a storyline where, or is it called Axis? Is a storyline where all the villains turned good and all the heroes turned bad for a second. But yeah, anyway, Age of Apocalypse Sabretooth. And it comes with the Astonishing X-Men in the back. I remember that comic book. I remember Holocaust, who was Apocalypse's son, blasted Sabretooth in the stomach and his actual ribs were like hanging out. It's a very good comic book in the background. And lastly, out of the Giant Man wave, if I say Ant-Man, I apologize. This is the Sentry. This is the variant. This is the bearded variant. They actually have a clean-cut Sentry like that you see in the back in the comic book. So, yep, love it. Love the yellow, love the blue. The cape is awesome. Really cool. And here's a look at the Giant Man wave, which is the most expensive wave. As you can see, it comes with Thor, Havoc, Warbird. Warbird is about $70 to $80. Ant-Man is priced at over $100. Shadowcat is priced at over $100. Captain Britain, I ended up finding him for $14, but I know easily he can go for $50 to $60. The only one that's pretty cheap in this one is the Weapon X, which is the bald version, and the regular version. Well, bald version. I actually mean burnt version. And the two Sentries, those are the cheaper ones. The bad thing about the Giant Man is that you have to buy both Weapon X to complete him, which is a ripoff Toy Biz. I can't complain because now you guys are out of business, but that was messed up. Oh, here she comes. Watch out, she'll screw you up. Oh, here she comes. She's a man eater. Okay, this is Wasp. She's part of the MODOK wave. This is the only one I have out of the MODOK wave. And the funny thing about Wasp is she actually has 3 different versions. So I'm just going to go ahead and allow my sexy fingers to interrupt your video. Yes, I have on my wedding ring this time. This is all the ones that come in her wave or come in the MODOK wave. You have Beta Ray Bill. I love Beta Ray Bill. You have Spider-Woman, 2 versions of her. You have Captain Marvel, 2 versions of him. You have Moon Knight, 2 versions of him. You have 3 Wasps, and you have an Iron Man. Very cool. Very cool. If out of all in this wave, the one that I want the most is Beta Ray Bill. I really, really am a fan of Beta Ray Bill for some reason. So this is one of my favorite Marvel Legends of all time. This is the second thing that they actually came out with. This is the thing from the Legendary Riders, and the reason why I say this is one of my favorites is look at that mug. Look at the detail in those teeth and in that face. That is so cool, man. Wow. Marvel Legends actually outdid themselves. Well, I would actually say Toy Biz. That is very detailed, very to the point. Now, the other thing I used to have, and the funny thing about the other thing is his fingers and his fingers, you could they must have like wires in it because you can actually open and close his fingers at will. And here's the next one out of the Legendary Riders wave. This is the Scarlet Witch. She comes with the card. She comes with the scooter. I prefer the newer Scarlet Witch, so I was glad that somebody gifted the newer Scarlet Witch to me. When I found her in Wonder Man at Dragon Con. The guy had 2 for 15, so that's what I picked up. I picked up her and I picked up Wonder Man. I had to come home and clean them off. I'm still happy to have them because before I die, I want every Marvel Legend. Maybe not the variants. Well, even the variants. Next out of the Legendary Riders wave, we have Wonder Man. Should you say Wonder Woman or should you say Wonder Man? I never understood why Marvel did that. That's such a ripoff. Anyway, Wonder Man does have fans. I'm not really that much one of them. So you have Wonder Man and you actually have, what is that, the Yellow Jack or Yellow Hornet? Giant Man has like so many different names. Yellow Jack, that's his name. Wonder Man comes with the scooter. He's in the Legendary Riders wave. He also comes with the comic book in the background. The comic books are the reason why I love the old school Toy Biz Legends so much. And yeah. And lastly, out of the Legendary Riders wave, we have my favorite. This is Logan. And this is the green pants version. You actually have a blue pants version. I almost had to stop myself from breaking that motorcycle out of the pack. That motorcycle is very cool. This actually comes with, what is it? Days of the Future Past comic book. So, yep, pretty cool. And here's a look at the back of the Legendary Riders wave. You have Vengeance, you have Taskmaster, you have Ben Grimm. The thing, you have the Hulkbuster, which I do not understand why he's on a glider. You have you have Scarlet Witch. You have Ultron on the glider too. You have Wonder Man on some kind of weird scooter looking thing. He almost looks like Darkseid's son. I forget his name. Ryan. Orion. Darkseid's son, because he rides on that weird scooter thing. And you also have the blue pants version, Logan. So yep, pretty cool. Okay, so the next wave we're gonna look at is none other than the Onslaught wave. The Onslaught. Now, the only thing that, me personally, I like this package. I like everything about it. The only thing I don't like about it is you cannot see Onslaught's face or the little like alien head or something like that. It's pretty weird, the Onslaught version that they chose for this toy. Now, Lady Deathstrike was getting a lot of flack for her facial expression. Let's go in closely. Let's look. Yeah, a lot of people weren't happy that she was like semi smiling and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty weird. It is weird. But me personally, like I said, I'm not a big complainer when it comes to stuff. I actually like this action figure. I think it's pretty cool. So, yeah. Lastly, on this wave, we have Pyro, the guy who started off as a villain but died a hero. Pyro actually comes with the lower torso of Onslaught. It's a very big shell. It actually, is a piece to the back too. I really do like this one. I like the colors on them. I think it's very cool. Man, I can't wait to collect some more of these things. And here's a look at the back. This is the complete Onslaught wave. These guys are super expensive as well as most of your Marvel Legends are. Your old school Toy Biz. You have Loki. You have two versions. You have the long version and you have the long horn version. And then you have like some kind of like, I don't know what it's called. It's weird. I don't know what it's called, but that other version of Loki, I tried to go after, But what I really should have gone after is the long horned version one. Then you have Green Goblin at the bottom. You have the mask on, mask off. You have Pyro. You have Abomination. There's two versions. You have the regular Abomination and you have the burnt face Abomination. You have Lady Deathstrike and Blackheart. Blackheart actually costs a lot. I think he's up to like $70 now. So the next wave we have is a Galactus wave, and I'm going to go ahead and pick up this Bullseye. This is a variant of the Bullseye. This is the grinning Bullseye. It's one that he has his mouth closed, but this is called the variant. It's actually more gray than white in his suit, and yeah, it's pretty cool. And this leg, man, the leg makes this package like super duper heavy. But yep, love this Bullseye. So about 2 years ago, Comic Book Window called me from Las Vegas, and he was like, "Hey, this store I'm in has a whole bunch of old school Marvel Legends. I think that you'll like." And I told him, I asked him which ones did they have. So Window bought the Juggernaut, and he also bought the Phoenix. Those are super expensive now, especially the Juggernaut. Man, the Juggernaut one goes for a lot of money. The Phoenix one goes for a lot of money too. But by the time he finished listing all of them, I told him, give me Deathlock and give me Professor X. And that's what he did. He bought me Deathlock. So I was very appreciative of it. You know, I gave him $25 a piece for them. And they're well worth it because if you look online, they go for way more than 25, especially Professor X. So speaking of Professor X, here he is. We're going to take a closer version. Sorry about the camera shaking. Look at Galactus. This is pretty cool. Galactus is not impressed by your little meager planet. He's going to eat it. Very cool. I like the Professor X. Like I said, I told Comic Book Window, make sure you bring that to me. And he did. The cool thing about Professor X is, or the funny thing about him is, I actually had him displayed in my office upstairs. And my oldest daughter had a sleepover. And they said Professor X looked like he's taking a big dump, which he does. It looks kind of stale. Pretty cool. So here's a look at the back of the Galactus wave. This is so you have the Gray Hawk, you have the Green Hawk. That actual Nightcrawler is like freaking $100 or more. You see what I mean about the more whiter version of Bullseye? His suit is more white and his mouth is actually closed. You have War Machine, you have Deathlock, you have Professor X, and you have Dr. Stephen Strange. My God, that Stephen Strange goes for a lot. Doctor Strange, he's about $80. $80 too. Okay, so we're getting down to it. Next, you have Elektra. This is pretty cool. Elektra actually comes with this comic book and another version of this comic book. Pretty cool. I really like her a lot. I think she's cool as far as, this Marvel Legends is concerned. And yeah, I prefer this over the Marvel Select. And here's a look at the Elektra series. I actually had that Beast, but I gave it to my nephews. Once I break a Marvel Legend out of the pack when I was younger, when I did break it out of the pack, I lost interest in them. I had a couple of them. I had Thor, I had the Ghost Rider, I had this Elektra. I almost think I had this Punisher. And my dumbass broke them out of the pack. They wouldn't stand up and, be like statuesque. They kept falling over. So I lost interest in them and I just gave them away. Little do I know that the Black Panther that I had, now he goes for about $200 loose. I wouldn't have done that if I would have known that. But the Gambit is very rare. A lot of people like the Gambit, so he's pretty expensive. The Beast is not as expensive. And the Punisher is very expensive. If I had to choose between this Punisher and the new Punisher, I'm going to always go towards the old school Marvel Legend from Toy Biz. Next, we have Ben Affleck's Daredevil. I think this one is very cool. This is like up there as far as my favorite Marvel Legends. Just look at the detail on him. Look at that suit. It comes with the stained glass window. A lot of your old school Marvel Legends, when they first released them, they weren't big Build-A-Figures. I think they came out with like 4 or 5 waves before they started coming out with Build-A-Figures. Build-A-Figures made people like rabid collectors because they wanted to collect and build the figure. But I digress. Pretty cool. And here's a look at the Daredevil wave. I actually had every last one of them in this wave, and I regret that I gave them away. I had Thor, I had Magneto, I had Wolverine, and I damn sure remember that Ghost Rider. That Ghost Rider is so nice. That motorcycle was so tight. If I could just go back in time, that was a dumbass moment in direct edition history. So a couple weeks back, I was watching a video on Man Thing, and I actually became such a huge fan of his. I don't have a lot of his comic books. Matter of fact, I don't have any Man Thing comic books, like solo series, but I do have some comic books with him in it. I know that Man Thing, when he actually touches you, he could catch you on fire. I know that he came out first and Swamp Thing followed suit, but I really, really, really dig this toy or action figure. Look at that. You see that frog? Just look at all that detail. Yeah, man. Very cool. Here's a look at the back of this wave. Everything on this back is very expensive. You have Storm, you have the long hair version, you have the Mohawk version, you have Iceman, you have Iron Man, Dr. Ock. You have two versions of Black Widow, one being Natasha Romanoff and the other one being, I forget her backstory, but she's blonde. She's a totally different female from Black Widow, and it's pretty cool, her storyline. I actually read about her in Thunderbolts and in Deadpool. She was in Deadpool one time. I actually had the Captain America too, the, what do you call it, the variant. So yeah, pretty cool. And the last old school Toy Biz legend that I own is Doctor Doom. This is my favorite Marvel Legends so far that I own. The reason why is because I just love the green. I love the cape. Man, everything about this is just so cool, man. It's very menacing. There's an actual variant, which is a Doom bot. That's pretty cool. Doom comes with a mask. Man, I love this Doom. But yeah, this is my favorite. This is my favorite one out of the old school Toy Biz Marvel Legends that I own. Is Doctor Doom. And here's a look at the back of the Doctor Doom wave. That's the Human Torch that I told you. It's about three versions. It's one with a 4 on his chest, and it's one without. And it's another type of variant. I had that thing, that Ben Grimm. I actually had him. And the Namor is actually so cool. That's why I won't buy the new Namor. It's because I'm going to go after that older Namor, which is about $80 right now. So, yep. So once again, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Direct Edition. The channel is Fred Hall Direct Edition. You guys be safe out there, and remember, life is short. And like I always say, don't pay attention to the ones that's not showing you love. Pay attention to the ones that's showing you love. I pray that you guys be successful, and I will catch you guys later. Peace. Hey, Kylo Ren, after we're done, being Sith and everything, or being the Knights of Ren, I was wondering, did you want to go and catch a burger? Can I possibly use your lightsaber? No? No? Not at all? Okay, cool.